Hello, hello. This is Three Things You Need to Know, and today we're going to talk about the three things you need to know about renovation costs. My name is Shelley Zavitz. I'm a licensed realtor in Portland, Oregon for Dwell Realty, and I'm here with Tammy Wittren of Guild Mortgage. Good morning, milady.
Good morning, darling. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks very much.
Good.
So I've been hearing some crazy stuff. I read this article where financial experts were saying that to renovate a home, it's taking 50% more, like it costs 50% more. And then also it's taking 50% more time. Have you been hearing this?
Yep. Yes, I'm kind of in it. We are in the process of developing our property and getting permits and going through that process and all of it. So yeah, I'm right in it.
Right. So I think that one of the main things that's pushing this, especially on the labor side, is everybody's been staying home and they're looking around and they're like, I hate it here because we've been
And
stuck for a year. So they're like, I want to make all these changes. So then they bring in all the tradespeople and it has created a massive demand on the market.
the old pig in the middle of the snake, classic Econ 101.
Say what? A what in a snake now?
When you have general supply, right? And then you get a burst of people looking for stuff, all of a sudden you have the snake and this pig is in the snake and it just needs to work its way out. I would love to remind you what has happened. You know, the pandemic shut us down. And remember, those tradespeople are the self-employed people that didn't have a safety net with all of the money that was out there initially. You also, everything kind of ground to a halt. And you have people at home, just like you said, that were looking around going, hey, I want to do some renovation. And then they head to Home Depot. But in addition to that, you have factories working at half mast. You had the fires that happened that definitely affected all transmission and transport throughout the summer. But truly, production as a whole was cut down. Just remember, we also had a beef and a pork and a chicken increase in price. So all of this has to do with supply and demand. So when supply is high, prices go up.
Right. So I was reading this article. I'm just gonna read it to you. So wood costs, and I have a renovation that I had started it in December, and I went to the wood store, and it's called Mr. Plywood in Portland. Love them. And I went there, and there was a noticeable difference in what options I had, and I was like, "What is going on?" And then I read this article that said, "Wood costs to build a deck in April 2020 was $936. In April 2021 was $3,696. So what is going on? That's a huge jump in 365 days. Tell me.
I would love to remind people, you know, as Trump moved through the tariff negotiations, NAFTA and GATT were renegotiated with Canada and Mexico. We get a lot of soft good lumber from our Canadian and Mexican neighbors. And Canadians right now give the USA a tremendous amount of our soft lumber. With that, prices have increased again due to COVID. This was a world pandemic. The snake and the pig, we're right here, we're in the middle of it, and we need production to get back. Remember too, people are like, oh my God, you know, we've been feeling like we're out of the pandemic. Shelley, they only opened up national vaccines to everyone about 2 weeks ago. So all of those younger folks that tend to be in the manufacturing industry can only now get vaccinated. And there's a backlog for that. So most manufacturing companies are not at full capacity. We have ships that are waiting to get unloaded in all of the ports because remember, longshoremen and all of those people are on top of each other and they're not at full capacity. So Biden is renegotiating those tariffs, and we're hoping they're going to go from the 20% down around the 12%. If you're looking for more information on this, you can Google the National Home Builders Association to get more accurate and update information. And I think we're going to see some room here for price improvement, but right now we're right in the middle of it.
Right. Well, that's interesting information because I didn't know that. The snake and pig analogy is a little scary for me, but all right. So point number 3 is for all the people that are watching, is now the time to build and renovate? And I think the answer is kind of obvious, but tell me what you think.
I am personally in the process of wanting to build a house. We've been working with a builder because of the lumber increases and also just the shortage of labor, even plumbing supplies because they're caught on the ship, et cetera, because you have the manufacturing happening, have increased. So the cost on roughly a 3,000 square foot home for us this year compared to last year is about $36,000 roughly on the build that we were looking at. So for us, we have a lot of infrastructure to do and stuff. So we'll probably not break ground for another year because of this, but a lot of it has to do with just getting our infrastructure through, because in addition to not only all of the costs exasperated, the permitting process is really slow because it's government, they're not full staff. So it's the perfect storm. It's that pig in the middle of the snake and we need it to move through.
All right. So the answer is have patience, make good decisions, and this will release us eventually. There will be freedom from this.
Yeah. Shelley, I have to add, if anyone's looking for a really great new DIY kind of show, I love this No Demo Reno. Oh my gosh, it's really awesome. Like to reimagine your space. So maybe instead of demolishing it, you sort of keep it and make it do and get it listed so we have more inventory.
I like that. I like that.
I like it too. No demo remodel, list your property. Let's move you into a new one.
I love it. Although that's usually how I get out my anger is through demo. Tammy, thank you
Okay.
so much. I appreciate you more than you know. I'll see you next week.
All right. Thanks, Shell. Bye.
Thanks, girl.